Well, good morning, Willie McGill. How are you today?
Good morning. Fine. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well, Willie. Thank you
Good.
for asking.
Yeah.
So, we are continuing with the Willie McGill Oral History Project. We are projecting this to be our last session this morning, Wednesday, March 26, 2025. And so, Willie, do I have your permission to continue recording your oral history as a part of this project?
You do have my permission.
Well, we ended the last session, which was in January, and we were talking about your service to the communities that you served in and around Albany, your service at the hospital, the salons that you opened, one with your sister and the other two that you were operating. And you talked specifically about your desire to have a chain of salons within Albany and then on the outskirts. So, my opening question this morning is how important is having a Black business in the inner city areas, in the urban areas, as opposed to the suburban areas?
It's very important. In my business, it was important because of it was easy access. It was easy to come in and out. You can you have more access to the local peoples in your surrounding, and uh, and it worked well. It worked well for me.
Do you think the communities in those in the inner city areas have a greater appreciation when they see a Black business or note that presence in the community?
I think so. Uh, Because then it was like foreign few Black business. And they were, I was like, that's why I had so many salons going within this city, because in different parts of the city, because there was a need. And they were supporting it, and it was good. And it was good. And like I said, easy access to them. Because most of them, transportation, we had public transportation. Bus stops on every corner. You know what I'm saying? So they get in and out of the bus, and they get right in front of my door in the salon, and that easy communicating, where they
Okay.
could get there. Yeah.
And you mentioned that you had a desire for a chain of salons in other areas. You mentioned even other states. And how would that have impacted that inner city community service?
Well, my plan was I was thinking if that was going if I was able and going and had the back end with the with managers and stuff, I was going to do inner city and in cities.
Mhm.
I was going to still do the same thing. I wouldn't, had to really stay amongst people that look like me, get close to them, you
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? And grow with them and grow, with their family and their children and be there for them
Mhm.
also.
Okay.
And so that was my intentions.
And so what happened that you weren't able to carry that forward?
Well, it's hard to find good people. So you had to have good managers and trustworthy employees, and then just get that business going to where it runs without you, you
Okay.
know. So and I found that within the three salons I had within the same city I work, I found how complicated it's starting to become.
Mhm.
Not being at that shop, at the shop over here, and things get out of hand. It just business management. That's what that was boiled down. I didn't have. I wasn't blessed enough to have that.
Okay. Now you mentioned business management in our last session, Willie, and you said business management, stick and stay. What did you mean by
Yeah.
that?
You got to grow with it. You get involved. and you become a part of it and you grow with it. You know, and that's the phrase I use, stick and stay. In that way, it's part of you now. You know what I mean? Super do Inc. is a part of you. So treat it like that, you know.
Now, you said you were young at that time. So what time period are we talking about, Willie? What age are you or what year are we in?
In my 30s, 35, 34, it's somewhere early 30s, mid 30s.
Okay. Okay. And so that being about 35 years ago, what would you say to Willie McGill at 35 now, based on all that you have experienced as a business owner and operator?
What would I say? I would say that I would have took it just a little bit slower and invested into my salon within the Albany Medicine Hospital and grew with that.
Okay.
And just that way I was operating and and working with all races of people, all types of hair. The inner city is sort of you sort of it was sort of just black, more or less, black hair, some white hair. But when I was at my salon inside the hospital, I was working with all types of hair,
Mhm.
and I would have stayed there. I would have made that. I would have grew with that.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
So
if I
how,
had to do it, if
go
I
ahead.
had to do it again.
Okay,
You
sure,
know,
sure. And that's what you
yeah,
would tell the younger Willie McGill.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
I was had a dream, and I feel that you know I could, you know, due to the type hairdresser I were, and the feedback I was getting from the people in my surrounding, I just felt like I can open up salons and make a go at it. But the moral of the story is the customers wanted to see me.
Mhm.
I was the I was the one that they wanted
Mhm.
to operate with them, operate on their hair.
Right.
So although I had salon open over there, they wasn't. I was not there. So it was like, where's Willie at? You know, we want to go to make an appointment with me wherever Willie's going to be, wherever the salon Willie's going to be. That's where I want to go to get my hair done.
Mhm.
And that's the way it was. And that's got, you know, I started thinking about that, and I had to cut off a change of salons I had in mind. Because I see right then it's going to be a problem unless I had some good managers and people in other states that know about me. That's only knew about my name, Super Do. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And maybe I could have started that up, and that could have took off with the right kind of management. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But I didn't get that far.
Okay. So will you talk about that transition? How did you move away from the three salons? What happened that brought you away from that?
Time and um, couldn't, like I said, get the people's my employees wasn't producing. They wasn't showing up. I hate how to say that,
Mhm.
but it's real. And customers are waiting,
Mm.
and they was holding customers up. They spend too much time. The customers taking too long to get a hairdo, and it was just annoying. And you know, so I decided to start cutting back on one shop, sold it,
Which one did you
and
sell first?
the one on Livingston Avenue,
Okay. Okay.
at a salon on Livingston Avenue. Uh, uh, and I left my sister in the salon inside a hospital.
Okay.
And so she chose, her and her husband chose to get a salon, and I outside of the hospital. So It wasn't. I couldn't put anyone in a hospital
Mhm.
unless you're really business light. And
Mhm.
you can't. You got to be have your mind right, and you got to be a business to work in there
Mhm.
because of the surrounding, the people that you be working with and around. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Mhm.
So that's a second salon I got rid of. And I kept a salon downtown Albany, New York, on South Pearl Street, and made a big salon out of it. Had 11 stations,
Oh, wow.
and I just had a full staff. But I was there with them,
Mhm.
and they worked out all right.
Is that
And
the
then,
salon at which you always were? You were always on Pearl Street?
yeah, I was always on Pearl Street after I left my salon in the hospital.
Mhm.
Okay, no, when I left my salon hospital, I got a salon on Livingston Avenue,
Mhm. Mhm.
second salon,
Right.
and then Pearl Street.
Okay. And so you were
And then
always,
I stayed on Pearl Street.
I'm
But
sorry.
I spent most all of my time on Pearl Street. I didn't work at the other salons much anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that would cause a problem. But I
Mhm.
started off there. I brought the customers was coming there in the beginning with me, for me. But
Mhm.
I moved down to away so that sort of put a spin on it, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So your opportunity with the hospital remained even after you left it?
Till my sister, I had chose uh, uh, to move out. I mean, to get a salon outside of the salon, hospital.
Right.
And then that's where I had to let that salon go.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, because it was nobody else that I knew. I had to break the lease on that
Mhm.
one.
Mhm. Okay. And so you
Yes.
sold the property on Livingston Avenue. You sold that to another salon operator?
Uh, well, no, I sold it to a guy. He turned it. Eventually, I was told he turned it into a store, a corner store. But it was yeah, it was a salon when I sold it.
Mhm.
He
Okay.
just cleaned it out and made it took the stations out and turned it into a store.
Okay. So how long, Willie, from start to the end was your relationship with the hospital?
Oh, 8, 10 years.
Okay. Okay. And then when your sister left the hospital, you said she and her husband opened up a salon?
Yes.
And
On outside of the hospital. Yes, on Central Avenue.
okay. And
That's a sweet open.
and was
Yeah.
that operating as Super Do Inc. or your sister's?
Well, that was no, that was not really super in. That was personal. She changed she changed into her own thing.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, and that's another reason I had to take another setback because she was a really great manager and hairstylist,
Mhm.
but with her own family and own thing, that's what they chose to do. So I had to deal with that.
Mhm. And
Yeah.
Willie, have you identified that sister for us? I don't know if we talked about if you mentioned her name in an earlier
Yes.
session, but tell me.
Betty Johnson. Betty Johnson. Last name was Johnson.
Okay. And so that left you with just the one shop on Pearl Street.
Right.
Okay. And how were things when that was the only shop that you had to concentrate on?
Right.
How did business go at that
It
time?
been well. Went well. It went well. Busy. Real busy, and went well.
Okay.
Did a
And
lot of hair. I did a lot of hair.
and what would your clientele talk about your
Said it was,
client?
oh, they was black. Well, black and mixed. Some, I did a lot of different types of hair, but mostly people of color. And some whites was moving in and out through there. I had I also had some whites hair that was still coming from the hospital to see me down on Pearl Street when I left there. Some of the nurses, you know what I'm saying? And but it wasn't like it was when I was there. You know what I mean? It wasn't that, I did quite a few, but it wasn't a lot.
Okay. So, well, if my math is correct, we're now in the late 80s, maybe 88. Would that be about right?
Well, I moved to Mississippi
Mhm.
in 90.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
So it was somewhere maybe in late 80s, maybe 86, 7, somewhere
Okay.
along in there, 8, you know.
And so, what was the style back then? What were the hairstyles that you were
Oh,
asked to do?
well, like I was telling you before, I started up using hot irons and blow dry
Mhm.
on people of color hair. I started that in Albany that they wasn't familiar with. All I was doing is doing what I would do to white hair to get black hair to move like white hair by you blowing it dry with the relaxer and using a curling iron to smooth it and without grease and stuff in it. And the way it could move and bounce. You know what I'm saying? Where it can be
Mhm.
free. I
Mhm.
started that back then, and that's what the style. In other words, hair cutting and styling.
Mhm.
That was my thing. All right. Now, but I had 2 days. See, then the curls come out. Jerry curl. Well, they called it Jerry curl, but I wasn't doing the Jerry curl. I was working with the carefree curl,
Mhm.
wave nouveau curl, and I did had so many people wearing that I couldn't. My salon, uh, we only had one day off, Sunday.
Oh, wow.
My salon, we had to not do haircuts and styling and relaxers and stuff because we had too many curls and stuff to do.
Hmm.
So Monday and Tuesday, what they call curl day.
Okay.
And I ran a special on them 2 days. And
Mhm.
me and my employees, that's why my fingers and stuff. I mean, we did curls all day, okay? Every day, all day, long hours,
Mhm.
all of us. And that was Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday was relaxers, hair cutting, shampoo curls, shampoo setting, um, and coloring. We did those are the days for that.
Okay.
But the early part of the week was curls
Okay.
in those days.
Right. Right.
And it was big. It was big. Made a lot of money
Right.
in there.
And you
Made a
enjoyed
lot of money.
yourself.
Yeah. And plus I was enjoying it. You got it.
Mhm.
I couldn't do that if I didn't enjoy it. You know what I mean? Because I put long hours in, 10, 12 hours a day. And that's what we did. And it was fun. I
Mhm.
was young with nothing.
And did you have a family at that time, Willie, in the late 80s?
Uh yeah, well, no. Well, Karen, yeah. I was. Yeah. Karen was my wife then.
Okay.
And that and that was it. Yeah, it's her.
Mhm.
Ladies, yeah.
Now you mentioned your fingers. So then I guess the curls you're having to, was that with the
I
rod?
mean, that's working my fingers, that's working with my hands and my fingers, all them years, all that time.
Mhm.
It's just that took effect on them
Okay.
to where they don't want to work now. They didn't want to be in, authorities, But anyway, I thank God for that. But I did what I did, and I enjoyed it. No regrets.
Okay.
And but I blame my fingers on that work I was doing.
Right, right.
Condition on my fingers, should I say?
Hmm. So, Willie, how did you come to separate from your shop in Albany as you decided or made the transition back to Mississippi? Talk about that time period.
Sure, okay. Well, things are, I'm getting older. Things started to change my mind and the way I'm thinking. And plus, when I look back over my life, I'm really a country boy. You know what I'm saying? And I had a mom and dad living in the South here that I never, as an adult, I didn't spend a lot of time with them. But I moved away when I was 18. You know what I'm saying? But I was coming home 2 or 3 times a year. But I'm just talking about being around them. Okay. So, and when I was visiting, and I used to drive down because it was fun. That was fun. You know what I mean? I was able to, and and it wasn't no big deal. But as I started getting older, it was getting kind of hard, so I started flying in. So I flew into Jackson a couple of times,
Okay.
and I like Jackson. And it got on my mind uh, to want to live here, closer to my mom. The peoples of more black peoples was It was a town full of black folks like me, and I thought I could do okay in my work and hair business
Mhm.
in this town.
Mhm.
All right. Then Jackson was smooth, and in 89 and 90, Jackson was nice, you know. And so I went back to New York. I mean, after I kept coming down here, I told my mom I was thinking I want to move back home. And that's when Karen and I had separated, divorced. So, and so I chose to come down here and work. But I still had my salon in New York,
Okay.
filling things out.
Okay.
Okay, I rented a weekend hair salon, a boot at a hair salon with Gino and Edgar, them guys. So they let me in and just throw my skills around. So people started to like what I was doing. And I had my cousin, Frances Gilmore.
Mhm.
She worked for Human Service at that time. And all her friends came to see me to get their hair done. And before you knew it, I had a following down here. Okay. So I went back and got myself together up there and got my business straight. And this guy wanted to buy my salon. And and I sold it. I sold it to him, and I come down here and bought this property down here where I'm at now,
Okay.
and in a house,
Mhm.
and I stayed in Jackson, Mississippi,
Okay.
and that was in 1990 when I when I did that.
Okay. So
So,
how
but
did
I mentioned it. Then I had customers coming from New York
what?
getting their hair done in Mississippi.
Are you serious?
Serious. They was flying down on weekends,
Willie.
summertime. Honestly, a lot of people didn't believe it. Well, my the people that work with me didn't believe it, but that's how Lord they was to me,
Wow.
and they just I pick them up at the airport. They come down and stayed over the weekend. I did their hair, and they got back on the plane, went back home,
That is
back to New York,
awesome.
Albany.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
So let's
they did it. They did that. I tell you what, they did that 3 times.
okay.
Yeah, 3 times they came to see me and get their hair done.
Wow. So for a moment you still had your salon in New York as you were trying to feel your way out and see how
Yeah,
things
did I want to stay here? I mean,
right.
yeah, I did. Had people working. See, my brother Johnny was cutting a little barber in, and
Hmm.
he was overseeing. but he had a job also full time. Johnny is a heater and air conditioning man,
Okay.
and he had, but he was on that. He was on that for me, like he should have been, and for a while. So that's why I was able to come down here and stay for a month and do hair. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out. And looking around, see, does I want to stay here or where I want to invest at and everything. And so at that time, when I was working on Bailey Avenue, which was what Bailey Avenue, across from Jackson Medical Mall, and I had white peoples, coming from human service with my cousin
Right, right, right.
over there getting their hair cut and style. Had a bunch of white clients from there. But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
When I moved from there, when I got my own place, around the corner, where I'm at now on Livingston Avenue, the white people stopped coming. They says to me, now we're not coming around there. Okay. But I had bought the building, but it was okay. I mean, then it was okay. People living there, 4-lane highway, you know what I'm saying? Easy access in and out. You know, I'm not thinking it's the hood, you know what I mean? At that time. So I was sort of staying close to where people knew me from. I should have went out to Madison, not Madison, but Ridgeland somewhere and invest in some property. See what I'm saying? But I didn't.
Okay.
But if I knew things, would have had. But hey, staying around, like I said, inner city.
Right.
Going back to the inner city thing.
And exactly, Willie. So how did you
Yeah.
come to reach out or make the connection with Gino? And I remember that name from back then.
Uh, uh, through my cousin. My cousin knew Jerry Owens.
Okay.
Jerry Owens owned that spot. Had a little car lot shop right next to it. And I think he owned that beauty parlor. Jerry Owens did.
Mm-hmm.
This manager worked there.
Okay.
And Jerry Owens knew my cousin knew, and she was saying I was a hairdresser, and he wanted me to come and meet him, and he one got me in there, okay, and because at that time, Rhonda, not going to say Rhonda Cooper, her name was Rhonda. Her name was Rhonda. First, I know it was Rhonda, and she was working there, and a girl named Nat, Rhonda and Nat. Okay. And Gino was working with Jason, Jason Man Attraction. Right. So Jerry Owens told Gino that this guy from New York doing some hair, man. You better come down here with him. So Gino left that boy shop and came back to International. Okay. And we worked together for 4, 5 months, 6 months.
Okay.
Until I got my other shop together.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. So you came in right into that community of what would have been considered the popular hairstylists or the popular people in fashion in Jackson.
And it was. And see, Jackson Medical Mall was just starting to go out. I mean, people, still the mall, but it was, they had started to move, some of the stores had started to move out. But it was a popular area. You know what I mean? And a lot of people of color moving in and out in there. So I thought I should stick around close by there because that's everybody knew, moving in there and moving around down there.
And so that's I'm sorry, Willie.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I'm not. No, this is yours.
No. And that's why. And then I saw it, but what made me get, I want to get my own place now because I've always been my own person. I wouldn't have been no hurry to get my own place, but things started to change in the business part of that salon that I didn't want to be involved in. okay, be around that much. So I was thinking, I said, now I need to clean up, get up, and because I was able to buy and work wherever I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So so I started working on my thing because it seemed like things starting to. I didn't like some of the stuff. That's all.
Mhm. That's understandable. And especially since you were used to running your own shop.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the way it was.
So I want to go back to that loyalty, having your former customers come from New York to Jackson for you to do their hair. Now, Willie, that's a big testament to your service and to your customer appreciation. So, what's the one thing that you would say caused those customers to do that for those times that they did it?
Okay. I would say that it was just simple things. Running a clean business, respect what you them and what you do, and be concerned about how you service, how you do service with them, how your work look, stand behind your work, and make sure you're there for them on time. Uh, listen, being on time is just more. Listen, you can be a bad hairstylist, lousy, but if you're reliable and on time, you'll be surprised how far you can go with just that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm, mhm.
When people's come to see you, got an appointment with you, and you there, and you ain't got to wait all day for you, and you do good service. I mean, you can't go wrong there. That's hard to beat.
Mhm,
Go to another shop and try that, okay, and see the difference. And when you get used to that,
mhm.
you can't. This could be a problem dealing with other salon, other health cosmetologists, because it shows a little bit of concern about the customer.
Exactly.
So it's tricky, but it's simple.
Mhm,
But like I said to you now, I had a couple of girls working for me. I mean, I trained them. I trained everybody to work for me. Okay. Uh, and they was they really wasn't a hairstylist, not by nature. They couldn't hardly get it, but they worked hard at it. See what I'm saying? And they didn't take nobody's hair out, but they wasn't artistic. See what I'm saying? In that particular field. But they were reliable and they were respectable. And they had as much business as I did. You see what I'm saying?
mhm.
But that's my point.
Now, are those character traits from within, or are those things you learn from your environment?
Well, it's both. It's both. See, I started off working in a profession setting. I didn't start off working down on Bailey Avenue. I didn't start off working over there with my brother, and I mean in the shop down there, over there, wherever. I started off working with professional folks. I started off being a platform artist, teaching this stuff, demonstrating this stuff, talking to people. People's asking me questions, and I'm standing on stage working on hair. Okay, so it's about neatness, cleanliness, and respect.
And we'll come back to that. And so let's go back a little bit, the importance of the location, because we started off with that, the inner city versus the suburban area. And you mentioned you had the white customers that worked at DHS that were willing to come across the street on Bailey Avenue, but had reservations about coming over one big block, really. Bailey
That's
Avenue,
all it was.
Livingston Road run parallel.
That's all it was. Crossing the track.
Hmm. Hmm. So
Yeah.
would we say that's perception, Willie? And how does that matter in business services?
But listen, location is very important, bro. Location is very important if you're gonna start out today. If you're gonna start out today and looking for the long, hanging up for the long haul, location is important. Now, but if you skillful and businesslike and keeping what you got up to date and neatness and like I said, in respect in your shop, you can deal. You're gonna draw some peoples, some good peoples from that in that area. I don't care. It could be a bad area.
Hmm.
Okay, they're gonna come to you. You know what I mean? But to start out with, you're trying to reach out to different races and different types, people.
Hmm.
You gotta set yourself up in the right place. Just,
So I'm understanding what you're saying. You can start always, well, as you said, I love the term platform artist, and you started out in a metropolis and in a
yes,
setting that exposed you to lots of customers, like the
a
hospital.
lot of people. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And so you were able to then go out into the communities beyond the hospital
yeah,
and then come to an area which we know now, the inner city of Jackson, as Jackson
yeah,
has changed over the
yeah,
last 35 years that you've been here.
yeah, yeah.
So
And listen,
what?
I started off, baby. I started off in, like I say, in the hospital. I mean, I started off, well, yeah, in the hospital. My first salon was in the hospital.
Mhm.
And so I was working with doctors. I was cutting doctors' hair. I was cutting nurses, females, doctors, and RN nurses. I'm dealing with people. I'm dealing with peoples that ain't never been taught by a black man. They never had the black man never had the hand in their hair. Okay. Now I come to realize to some of those peoples, that was a big deal. Okay. And then they did, they promoted me. All
Mhm.
right. That's that. They use the word black. There's a black man downstairs is doing some serious hair. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I heard that a lot.
Mhm.
So being in the right place
Okay. And
and
you
doing what you're
think it
supposed to
was
do.
important to them because of the racial difference, Willie?
Yeah, yeah, you got it. Thank you for putting it like that. Because that's the
No,
way it
I'm
was.
asking you.
I mean, you're right. You're just right. Because of the different races. I'm a black operator.
Mhm.
And they come and support me, and I'm cutting their hair like this, and where they like it and getting compliments on it.
Mhm.
So they promoting me to their white friends, and they saying to them, "There's a black guy cutting my hair." You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So and it rains, and like getting back to that, see, and then you got to be professional. You got to show yourself professional with them peoples. To be honest with you,
Mhm.
and you can't just be off the wall. You got to read newspaper in the morning time before you go to work. You got to look at the news. You got to make conversation. That kind of conversation. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
it.
No, I
Doing
appreciate.
what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Doing what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's awesome, Willie. That's awesome. So let's talk
Doing what you got to do.
about Super Do on Livingston Road. So when you were
Yes.
there, how did you start that? How was it set up in the early 90s?
Well, it was what it is. I designed it. What you see I designed that. It was an old hood house. And everything was gutted. I put it back together, and insulation and electric and flows and ceiling and roof, everything, but in central air and heat and um, uh, but it was okay. I thought it was okay place, at that time. And I had people working for me. I got 7 stations there. Okay. And I had all 7 of them rented out. See, here in Mississippi, people want to rent stations. They rent from you. They want to rent a station. They ain't work for you now. They want to rent and work, but they call themselves working for themselves, like having a business within a business. Okay. So that's the way people in the South want to do, mostly. All right. And I come. Well, it's hard for me to fit in with that because, well, you just can't unless you put your rent on that station crazy high. What if that guy over there coming in and he got a great business, excellent hairstylist, and he's making $2,000 a week, but he only paying you $150, $100 a month, $100 a week. See what I'm saying? It don't add up, and then weighing and tearing your place up with the traffic and all that. But you got to learn to deal with that. So I had to, but it wasn't right for me. Okay, in the beginning.
Okay.
So I got with it because that's the only way they can do it, the only way they would do it. You know what I mean? So, but it worked it out, and then again, and it went well for a while. Had all the stations rented out, and then it started come animosity building up, and they didn't want people to want to be there. Although they was working for themselves, but they was within Super Duke here. Mm-hmm. And they got customers, 3 and 4, 5 of them sitting there waiting on them. They're not even there. Mm. Okay. So now the word gets out, Miss Cooper, that them peoples down there at Super Duke don't even be at work when you make an appointment with them. That reflect on everybody in the shop. See what I'm saying? So I didn't like that. I told the people you can't do no better. Don't make the appointments like that. Make you one appointment at a time. And plus, not only that, you can't do one at a time anyway. You want 2 people in there, fine. But 4 and 3 and 4, you can't do that. The place ain't set up for that. You know what I'm saying? And here's 5 other people working here too. You know what I'm saying? So organize yourself. Organize your appointment book. Okay? That if you can't do that, you can't work here. And some of them they said, well, man, I can do what I mean. I can make my money any way I want. I can go to another shop and get me. Okay, so that's the attitude. See, because they're renting station, they go over there to run a station. Anybody want to rent a station? So I'm saying, and but in New York, you gotta come in with a resume. Coming in from one salon. If I didn't train you and you come and want to work with me from another salon, you got to bring me a resume. You got to bring me something that from the other shop that's saying something about you. Why are you not there? Why are you leaving? Okay, why you want to come here? Okay, and you done stole some over there. What you done did? You done somebody done sued y'all over there? Sued you for doing this? Okay, like I need to know this. But hey, man, it's just listen. A lot of people, it's not so much anymore, even with me, because they don't cause for that. Seems like because I want to work alone. But in this business, where people go wrong at, they don't treat it like a business. Okay, they don't treat it like a business, man. Hey, you are a beautician. That's what you is. Just a beautician. So, and you get treated like that. People walking all over the place, coming, going when they get ready, eating everywhere in the shop. You know what I mean? Set up, But anyway, that's the way it goes.
So this concept of renting a station, as you're saying, that's a business, you have the business, these people are coming in to rent a station. So with that concept, Willie, are you saying there's no real investment in the business?
Not really. I'm limited. I'm limited to making if I'm charging $100 a week for that guy to work here at the business, using my electric, gas, heat, and water, and everything, and wearing and tearing on my furniture. Okay, I'm limited to how much I can make with him. I can't make no more than that $100 a week. How much that add up in a year's time? Okay, that's all I can make.
Mhm.
So that's not really no business.
Right.
Okay, you want to look at the big picture, the way I know business.
Mhm.
All right, you got to grow. The business ain't growing with you. If I'm in my corporation in New York, yeah, it ain't about me, it's about the business.
Mhm.
I get a check just like you do. You see what I'm saying? So anyway,
So if
it's
you remind us, Willie, of how that system worked in New York with you having those stylists in your shop.
the way it worked in my shop. I've taken care. Listen, my the ones that's full time, that's got potentials and want to grow with super do. They're on salary. Super do takes care of their taxes. Super do got offers and stuff on them. Paid vacation. Okay, super do uh takes care of them like you do at a job,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know what
So
I'm saying?
there's an incentive then to bring in business because it's going to be reflected in what they earn.
Just exactly.
Mhm.
If you can't now, but you got to be. Hey, you got to be bringing some business in. You got to be making some money for the business. That's like any business. Okay, we all got to do that in order for that business to grow. Okay, and you get raises. Hey, listen, you get uh, uh, bonuses. You appreciate it. You know what I mean? You appreciate it.
So, what would you say the difference in the mindset is, Willie, between those young professionals with whom you worked in New York at that time in the 80s, and then coming to the South and working with the beauticianers, as you said, in the 90s? What would you say was the difference?
Well, see you. Okay. Sort of putting me on the spot here, but I can answer it
Yeah.
because I mean, I used to see it all the time. It's about the respect of the job. That was the difference. Respect of what you do. Uh, Respect of your business. Uh, you're working for your clients. Your client's not working for you. You got to be that for them. You know, you're working for them. Simple as that. Are you working for them? I mean, I can't go to that corner store over there and buy a candy bar if the door closed because I can't get in there. You're working for them, so somebody got to be there for you. They got to be there for you, and you got to be there with the right frame of mind in order to do business. And hairdressers, man, they run in and out. They hairdressers. I mean, I'm using the word hairdressers, but they beauticians. They just run in and out. Somebody call them on the phone, they got to go. Okay, boyfriend pull up and they call them out. They got to go. There's very little respect for the business.
Okay. I like that.
Sorry. See,
No,
they made me say that.
This is Willie McGill's Oral History Project. So you had to say it, Willie.
You're making me talk about the peoples.
I mean,
But it, but that's it. Though. That's honest. That's my honest opinion. Okay,
so
that's my opinion.
what happened that you decided that renting stations was not in Super Do / Willie McGill's best interest? What brought you to that?
It's easy to figure out. What's no money involved? I mean, your company is fine, but it's about money. Having you in the salon with me is good, but I ain't making no money on you. I mean, with you, you know what I mean? Not really. I mean, your $400, your $100 a week, your $400 a month. That's a help if you want to add it up on that. But I'm used to working with the business part. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's all. But it's okay if you limit it. If you want to try to keep yourself small, that's fine.
Mhm.
But if you want to grow like a business, opposed to where you can have access to a lot of different stuff, you you got to conduct that like that. You got to build it up like that. The banks, the people, the white folks at the bank respect you like that. Okay, you go in there talking to me, man, please. You know, well, you got to have it right, Ron. That's all.
Yeah. And so
You got to do it right.
share with me some of Super Du's high points on Livingston Road, Jackson, Mississippi.
Well, I'm at my best part of it right now, working alone. And I hate to have to say that, but I am. I sleeps good at night, and I can take care of. I takes care. I don't depend on the. I don't depend on nobody. Okay, I don't depend on no one.
How long have you been working alone at Super Du?
For a while, I don't know, long time,
Okay.
10 years maybe.
Okay.
I never tried it. I never looked for any operators. I never advertised for any operators. I don't care for any operators. At this stage of my life, so my fight is over. Anyway, I'm doing things now because I enjoy it, and I enjoy working with peoples, and I have friends. They're my friends now too, and I enjoy, and it gives me something to do. Okay, but I'm at peace.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
So why do you continue to do hair now, Willie? What keeps you doing
because
that?
my customers. I care about them, and I don't have too many aches and pains in my body.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm able to, and they seen the, going back to the people that come back from New York, they had to see me. Now I got a customer here that seem like they're gonna be absolutely lost if I clock them doors and walk away from that place. Okay, they're gonna see the door. What's gonna happen to them? All right. They already hear that. Okay. So I give them 3 days a week. Yeah.
So that caring for your customer, that is what would you say, Willie, that's fundamental to any service-oriented business?
And that's what make the world go round. That's in the service, in the business. You said it. That's right. Show show concern. If you and listen, if you pull up McDonald's drive through and you want yourself a Big Mac and order fries, you really you really wants to be acknowledged and somebody be respected about themselves to speak to you and treat you like you know. You somebody, okay? Oh, you want a hamburger though, but you got people that don't care. They look at you, it's the attitude that would despise these folks.
Okay.
And that's my opinion. And that's in health styling. That's in all business. You need to have something going, some kind of customer service love in you.
Right.
All right? You need it.
Well, are we going to take a break? I'm going to pause
Okay.
it now. So, Willie, you mentioned one of your primary reasons for returning home to Mississippi in 1990 was because, your parents were still living, and you said in your adult life you had not spent a lot of time with them other than your annual visits. So, how well received was your return home by your mom and dad?
Now, let me share this with you. That's the best thing I ever done to come home and spend that 15 good years with them or longer.
Oh, wow.
And it was great. They was like my children. They was my best friend. They wouldn't do nothing. I should go no place or make no kind of decision unless they talk to me. And when I get ready to go somewhere, they want to be right there with me.
Mhm.
They want to go with me. They're in the back seat. You know what I'm saying? But it was good. I enjoyed that.
Mhm.
And they come to Jackson, stay with me. We just, it was great. Like I said, that's the best move I made.
Mhm. Mhm. Because if I understand what you said, I think in our first session that your dad did not want you to leave Mississippi
Did not,
with.
did not, did
Mhm.
not.
And when you returned home in 1990, were you the only one of their children in Mississippi?
Yeah,
Okay.
yep,
Mhm. I bet that
yep.
was nice. So now, in relocating to Mississippi, what was your family life like personally? Did you have a family at any time?
Yes, I did. I was involved with a lady named Dorothy Mabry, and with her, and then from her to my wife now, Rolanda.
Mhm. Mhm.
So that was the two lives that I've had in Mississippi.
Okay. Okay. Excuse me, Willie. So you did any of your siblings return to Mississippi after you did?
My daughter,
No, and your brothers and sisters,
no,
brothers.
oh yeah. Johnny, my brother Johnny, he came, he followed me around like, he came on Mississippi not long after, well, quite a while, maybe 10 years. As I got here, he moved down
Okay. And did
to
he?
Jackson.
Okay, so Johnny lived in Jackson also.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
And did he ever work with you at Super Duke?
yeah, well, a little bit. He was down there with me. Okay, he cut a little hair, but he didn't do a lot of it. Uh, but he was more or less just there with me, which was company for me. Yeah, looking out. He did what he needed to do.
Because he was there when you had those stations rented out, right?
Um, well, not all of them. No, he wasn't there when I had all of them. He was there when I had about 4 or 5 people working for me.
Okay.
Yeah, he was there then.
Hmm. And that goes back to that trust because again, you've got a family member, a sibling, more importantly, that's right
Sure,
with you.
that's right.
Hmm.
That's right.
And is Johnny still in the Jackson area, or where does he live now, Willie?
Johnny lived in Waynesboro.
Okay.
Yeah, he
So
lives
he's
in
back
Waynesboro.
home.
Yeah, he's back home pretty much. Yeah.
And have any of your other siblings come back home, or has everyone remained with their families in New York?
Well, I only got a brother left. Two brothers, Johnny and Lowell.
Mm-hmm.
My
Mm-hmm.
sisters, they all passed away. They had three sisters, they all passed away. And they're older, they was older than me, and they was older than Lowell. I'm
Right,
the youngest and Lowell next.
right, 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 right.
I'm behind Lowell
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
for his age. And
Right.
Lowell's still in New York, Albany.
Okay. And your three
He,
sisters were in New York for their
yeah,
lives.
we always in New York. We
Hmm.
always in New York.
Okay. Okay. Now, I was just trying to clear up that your sisters never moved back to Mississippi.
No, no.
Okay. 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 And Willie, let's, if you don't mind, you have grandchildren, right?
I do.
How many?
Uh, seven.
Okay. That's a nice number. And where are they across this country? Where are they?
Well, I have two. I have three granddaughters on the coast, Mississippi coast, Gulfport,
Mhm.
and then my baby daughter. Well, their mom died. Okay, on the coast.
And that
Uh,
daughter's
uh,
name, Willie?
Teresa.
Okay.
And then my baby daughter have two boys. Her name Justina. Her name is Justina.
Mhm.
Okay, my middle daughter, Sandra, one that passed. She didn't have any children. My son Tracy
Mhm.
had two children.
Okay. Boy and girl?
Right.
Hmm. Well, that's nice. That's very, and where is Tracy's family, Willie?
Ohio, they in Ohio,
Okay.
uh, Columbus.
Okay. Okay. And so that rounds out the Willie McGill family legacy from
That's
your
right.
parents to you and
Hmm.
now your children and grandchildren.
Right.
Okay. Willie, did you share with us your mother's name?
I don't, well, I can. If I
Yes,
didn't, I
yes,
can say it again. My
yes,
mom name was Carrie
yes, that's
Woodard
right.
McGill.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you. So, Willie, having served in the, I'm going to say beauty industry, because we know how important our hair is to our community. And so now, having served, provided those services for 50 years, what is your philosophy on our community members caring for ourselves, hair care included, but our overall self care? Your philosophy then and now.
Well, I'm gonna start off saying this. They say the Bible said woman's hair is a glory, and I believe that. And you got to love it. You got to put love in it. You got to spend love with it. You got to take care of it. Okay. Uh, um, uh, and if you don't, it's not, our hair, black, won't be appealing and like it could be if you don't take care of it. But if you take care of it, we have beautiful hair, and it's no bad hair. We don't. None of us got bad hair. We just got to take care of it. God growing hair. All right. Now I don't know about this other stuff. That's before my time. I mean, I never gotten into it. The weaves and the false hair and the that stuff. I never really gotten into it. It's not. It don't appeal to me to be. It's I work. I'm big on God growing hair. He gave me the skills to work with it, and I put all of my time and love in with that. God growing hair.
So where did this
So
notion of bad hair come from?
from people that look like me, people of color. A lot of them used to call it nappy. Just you got good black people used to call it good. Oh, they got good hair. She got good hair. Oh, you got nap. They want the nap hair. They identify that like that because the hair is not smooth or something. You see what I'm saying? But it's not. There's no such thing. Um, Everybody's hair is beautiful. Just got to take care of it with the right shaping, the right love and care. You'll be surprised how what you call bad hair, how good it'll look.
Mhm. And have you found that people with the quote unquote good hair that they may have also neglected their hair care?
Yeah. They have because they feel they don't know how to sweat with it. It ain't they put it back in a ponytail, a ball because it ain't nappy. They can slick it around the edges and ball it up. They don't and over time it thins out. You see what I'm saying? But lack of attention. That's all it is. Uh, uh, and uh, and 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 the hair we call good hair, it won't be nothing but a fuzz ball if you don't take care of it and keep it proper shaped and conditioned. And it ain't gonna look like nothing. It's just the way it is. You got to know types of hair. You got to work with it accordingly. But you got some people that just don't care about their hair. I mean, they chose not to. I mean, I don't need to do that. I can pull it back and put a rubber band on it. I go home. They do that. They wear it like that all the time, a lot of times. And the air and wind, sun makes a difference with your hair. That's all about life in your hair, for your hair. That's why when people wear covering their hair with hair pieces and this and that, what you're doing is you're smothering it. It's like putting a piece of cardboard outside of your front door on the grass for 3 weeks, then raise it up and then look at the grass on it. You know what I'm saying? It didn't get the light, it didn't get the sun, and it didn't get the wind. So it turned brown. A hair same way. So you got to give it what it needs when it needs it. Or you just need to be knowledgeable on that, you know?
What do you think about people who I can just do it myself? Like this giving you
But that's
permission.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine. I mean, I have no beef with that. If you can do it yourself, that's save yourself some money and time. But can you do it yourself? Are you doing what's right to your hair yourself? Can you see what you're doing and be successful with it? The hair, now I tell you what, if you don't do it right, the hair gonna respond to it. It's gonna look like it ain't done right. And it's gonna feel like it's not done right. That's hair. That's the way it works.
So does it matter to you, Willie, when you know that your customers are getting compliments on their hair?
Makes me work harder.
Okay.
It motivates me.
Mhm.
Because you know why? People expect that from me. They expect excellence from me. If I don't do the hair right, hey, I get a telephone call from them. Okay,
Mhm.
they call me up.
Mhm.
In my hair ain't some what you do, class. You use something different. It ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be on it, baby.
So the way that we care for our hair, would you say that that's akin to the way that we care for our entire selves?
Well, now that's a matter of opinion.
Okay.
Okay, now I can't get into that, but think about it. All right, now one thing leads to another. All right, if say like I heard one time, I heard one lady say one time was uh, I ain't wearing my good suit. Unless I got my good shoes on. Okay. So, you got to match that up. I mean, if you're taking care of your hair, you take care of the rest of you. You should, you know. If you don't take care of your hair, I don't know what to say about that.
Mhm. So, Willie, have you found that diet makes a difference to our hair or causing,
Hair,
whatever to
hair dye?
stimulate it? No, our diet,
Hair.
what we eat.
Oh, well, one thing I can tell you, what goes in your body has a lot to do with your hair.
Okay.
Medication, drugs. If, let me share this with you. I can do a relaxer right now on a person that smoked a joint
Mhm.
and know that they smoked a joint without smelling it. The texture of the hair I change. That relaxer, the chemicals, I change color in the hair. All right? Hey, step forward. You know, that's fact.
Interesting.
And everything.
Mhm.
I can be doing your latest hair. And I know exactly when y'all going through those changes. I mean, those body sweats.
Mhm.
The steam jumps up out of your head, man, come right in my face. Okay? All that, a lot of stuff comes through your head,
Mhm.
that's in
Mhm.
your body.
Okay.
It goes through your body. It triggers out.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's why it's good to when you go out in the cold, put some on your head. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So your head gonna absorb it or discharge it. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot to it.
Okay. Okay. And what's your male clientele at Super Do, Willie?
It's getting a little more now, but not a lot. I never was a barber, okay, but I can do barbering. I mean, I'm not a, I don't do it enough to really be to enjoy it, to be on top of things like I like to be.
Mhm.
But I can do enough it might take me longer, but I can cut your hair to where you'll be satisfied.
Right.
Okay. But I mean, I can't do as fast. All right. Now, but I was taught uh, to do it all. But I was taught to do uh, manicure, pedicure. I was taught to do all that, but I don't do it. In my education, in my time, I was taught all the parts of the body. I almost like going to school to be a nurse. That's where they teach you. You know what I'm saying? You know everything about a person's body, pretty much. The do's and don'ts, the skin texture, the bumps and the pimples. You know what I'm saying? The texture of hair, types of hair, and fingernails, how to do it, and how to what to cut it, and people that was diabetic, how to handle that. You know what I mean? I did all that. All that was in my training. But here in Mississippi, they don't get that kind of training. I was told.
Mhm. Mhm. You
Yeah.
said earlier you have no regrets. And why is that, Willie?
No regrets of what?
The career choices. What
Career choices?
what has brought you
Oh,
to
coming out
go? Well, the better
moving to Mississippi.
question, what has brought you to your place of peace after 50 years of
Oh,
service?
okay. Uh, 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 well, being able to make friends, get along with peoples, and and have the respect that they have for me and what I do, and vice versa. So I have no regret of, and I do know, not trying to pat myself on the back, but not so much anymore. But I used to be a hell of a hairstylist. You know what I mean? Now, and then that's a fact. Okay. So meaning this you can go back to New York and ask about Super Duper Willie McGill. Even today, the older people that knows me, the one that came up with me that I work with, they got I bet they have something nice to say about that. But my regrets is none because I never mistreat nobody. Okay. And I never did nobody, I never take nobody hair out the way I had to be sued. You see what I'm saying? So I did that. No regrets. I have no regrets. I'm grateful.
Mhm. How much longer, Mr. McGill, will you continue to serve your community members?
And that's a good question. Um, I don't know. I believe it's going to be a while longer, should I say, because I'm still a young man, and and you know, I hey, full of energy, so I ain't done yet. You know, I ain't done.
Okay. And so you've spoken to your younger self, and if you just had to, just as we close, um, what would be your words to your mom and dad, with your dad having been a businessman and entrepreneur? What would you say to them at this point in your service to community?
Well, I was saying to them, I mean, I couldn't ask for a better dad and a better mom because he made me become. See, now, I just told you a story about my dad and how they, as I got grown and older, because I'm just like him. And I know it, look like it, I'm talking about. And uh, 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 how he raised me. And so he don't expect no more. And although time was hard, and and I did what I had to do. I mean, he made me do what I had to do. I mean, I'm grateful that I had a dad I had to be on my butt like he was on my butt because I'm really always been a high spirit kind of guy. So I'm saying somebody had to grab me and pull me sometime back because I go out there too far. You see what I'm saying? So I had a dad to keep my butt in line, and I had a mom to tell me what I need to do and do what I got to do while I'm young, so you can do what you want to do when you get old. You know what I'm saying? So no regrets, and I'm my dad is I come from a good stock. I'm gonna say that. Now, if I had to do it again, I still want my same mom and dad. Did it the same way they did it. Okay? That's it.